Right, so tucking toes under, resting your weight onto the heels, chest up, roll the shoulders back, just close your eyes for a few seconds if you feel brave. If you feel that your heels are gliding outwards, tuck them back in under your sitting bones. While you're taking those long breaths, think about releasing the shoulders away from the ears. And let's loosen up the shoulders a bit more. Reach up, inhale. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms to the ceiling, exhale. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and a side bend one way, inhale. Exhale back to center, inhale other way. Back to center, open the chest, interlace the fingers just loosely to start with. Start opening the collarbones. Just hold it here for a few breaths. And release those hands. Reach forward, spread the fingertips, and then straight away round your back as you come forward. Untuck the toes now. Drop the hips. Open the chest to the front, up to the ceiling into your cobra straight away. And then round your back, chin to chest as you sit back into child's pose. You can stay here if you want or carry on moving. Inhale, rounding your back, coming forwards into your cobra again. Looking up. As you exhale, sit back into child's pose. We're going to do that a few times. It's just like your cat-cow on all fours. You can do that. You feel free if you'd rather do that. These are bigger movements. You're stretching the hips a little more. You're stretching the chest a little more. And then let's do that one more time. I'm going to stay in your cobra. Reopen the collarbones here. Lengthen the neck. Now, if you want to have a go with your upward dog straight away, tighten your quads, and then maybe take the thighs off, but draw the belly button into your lower back. So you're not actually dumping into your lower back. And then drop the knees for now, and then sit back into your downward dog straight away. So tuck the toes, and then sit into your downward dog. Bit of pedaling here. Long breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. And on your next inhale, lift both heels, tug the pelvis, come into your high plank. And let's go into that cobra. Drop the knees. I'm going to untug the toes because I'm getting ready for the upward dog. Again, tightening the stomach muscles, the thighs, getting into your upward dog if you want. And I'm going to keep the toes untucked this time. Rounding the back and sucking belly button in as I'm going into downward dog. And again, you can untuck the toes, but I'm going to stretch the top of the feet this time. And then straight away coming forwards on your next inhale into high plank. Dropping the hips, exhale. Inhale, open the chest. I'm keeping the thighs off. Exhale, sit back into your downward dog. So you choose your own options. We're going to do a couple more of these just to go forwards and backwards. I'm going from downward dog to upward dog. Again, coming forwards, think about the stomach muscles. I try not to release them at any point, just to make sure I'm not dumping into the lower back, and use those breaths. Again, if you need to untuck the toes, please do. And then one more time. Take as many breaths as you need. If you feel anything funny on the lower back, just drop the knees. And then find your downward dog one more time. I'm going to untug the toes. Bit more pedaling if you need it. Otherwise, start that static stretch. Bending knees just to start with. Long arms, long neck. And then drop down onto all fours. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tug the tailbone only. I'm going to untug the toes again. A slight lift from the knees. So the knees are going to be hovering from the mat. If at any point you need to tug the toes under again, please do. And again, anything funny in the lower back. Bit more tucking in the tailbone. And then bring your left knee to your left elbow if you can. And then bring it over to your right elbow. Bring it back to your left elbow. back to your right elbow, back to your left and right. One more time, left and right. And then step the knee underneath your hip. Try and hover it or take a break if you need it. And then let's bring the right knee to the right elbow. Over to the left. You've got 3 more rounds. Right and left and right and left. I'm shaking in the core. One more time. And then push it back. Hover it for one more breath. And then knees down. Sit back onto your heels. And reach the hands forward. Let's give your wrist a bit of a break. Relax your head. Relax your shoulders. If you want to play with your hands, just to release the tension. Maybe open, close. Make a fist. Extend those fingers. And then let's come forward onto your front. And slowly just release yourself onto the mat. Untucking the toes again. Starting with the arms in a cactus position. A few cobras here. I'm keeping the forearms flat. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you come down. A few more times in your own time. Keeping the neck long. Start feeling the upper back muscles. Make sure your neck stays long as well. Keep pressing the feet into the mat for now. You can stay with that if you want, or otherwise I'm going to reach the fingertips to the back, turn the palms up to the ceiling. On the next inhale, as I'm lifting, I'm actually squeezing shoulder blades together with straight arms, and I come all the way onto the mat. Just a few of these. Try and lengthen the neck. Once you know what you're doing, keep looking at the mat. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. One more time. I'm going to stay up. You're more than welcome to stay with that. Otherwise, clench the left bum cheek and lift the left leg off the mat whilst you're staying up. Bring that left leg down. Stay high with the shoulders. Clench the right bum cheek and lift the right leg. Make sure you've got that whole clenching going on first. Come down. One more each way. Lift the left leg. Don't forget the bum cheek first. That's important to engage the glutes first. And the right bum cheek, right leg. Bring it down. And let's do it together. Clench both bum cheeks with both legs. Lift everything a little bit higher. And then bring it down. Feet hip distance, hands underneath the shoulders. Push up onto all fours. Tug the toes and find your downward dog. Find a stretch straight away. A couple of breaths. And then slowly walk to the front of the mat. Take the first one slow. Lengthen those hamstrings. Feet hip distance once you're there. Inhale into your halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward. Let's do that 3 more times. Really focus on lengthening the spine as you halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, bend onto that leg, stretching into hamstrings. Twice more. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, forward. And then one last time. And then forward. Straight away, bend the knees, round your back and come up slowly, restacking vertebra. And we reach on the top, big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're just going to do one sun salutation to warm everything up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward, forward. We're not going to rush with that. Inhale, halfway lift just the once. Exhale, step or jump back, high plank. Take one more inhale to prepare for your chaturanga. Keep the knees off if you want, otherwise I'm dropping the knees. Sink onto your front, untug the toes, into your cobra or upward dog, whatever you wish. And on your exhale, find your downward dog. Once you're there, take one more inhale. And then one more exhale as you're dropping the chest, the sternum to the mat. On your next inhale, look forwards, step or jump into a wide yogic squat. And then let's open the hips. 3 long breaths. Take it as far as it goes to start with. This is your first one. Try not to push it too far. Try and lift your spine. Drop your tailbone. Let's go into our bums. Use your hands if you need to just pop your bum onto the mat and then straight away just roll onto your back. Once you're there, tug the knees in. Now think about touching the knees to your forehead. Give it a big hug, a big squeeze. As you're rounding that back, you should feel that the lumbar spine is going flat. And we'll take it a bit further. We're kind of going towards your plow. So give it momentum, lift your bum off of the mat, roll onto your neck, well, your shoulder, not your neck. Lift your bum and just support your lower back with your hands. I'm still keeping the legs bent. I'm only interested in your lower back now. Can you round your lower back? Can you suck your belly button in? Can you touch your knees to your forehead and can you still breathe? If you fancy having a go just extending the legs, you might be able to touch the toes down already, but I'm not interested in that much. I mainly care about that C-curve in the spine. Keeping that C-curve, slowly roll onto your lower back again. Hug the knee in. Extend the legs about 45 degrees. You're going to come into your low boat. Reach the arms to the front and you should have that C-curve in the back. So the whole spine is staying in the same position. Then let's try and come up into your high boat. So lift the lower back off. And now you kind of have a V shape, but I'm still sucking in the belly button here. You pop your elbows onto the mat. Now you've got that support. Bring the knee in and feel that the lumbar spine again, I'm going to wiggle a bit, is going onto the mat. Once you feel it, suck the belly button in. And try not to move the position of the lower back. Extend the legs and drop them down. Inhale as you drop and feel that the belly button is actually sinking in rather than doming. Exhale as you come up. Sorry, yes, that's right. Inhale as you drop. Feel the belly button sinking into the lower back. Exhale as you come up. So you should only feel it in your stomach muscles. Inhale, lower. Think about these two ribs, the last ones. Bring them in. Exhale, bring it up. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, drop. Any back pain, you might not want to drop that far. Exhale, come back up. Keep the lower back on the mat as much as possible. One more time, drop. If you can hold it there, if you need to come higher, please do. We are just going to scissor there. You don't have to, but suck the belly button in. Right over left, left over right. And let's pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. If you need to come higher, please do, but press the lower back onto the mat. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in and relax your head onto the mat. Massage your lower back. Put your feet flat, bending knees, feet hip distance, hands by your side. Shoulder bridges a few times, so that's going to open the front of your hips and might be nice on your stomach. And exhale as you come down. Lifting tailbone first. Let's do that one more time and stay up straight away. Once you're there, grab your hips with your hands and give them a little tuck. So your pubic bone is going nice and high. Hands back onto the mat. And with that tuck, if you can, lift the left heel off. Make sure your hip is staying high. And then lift the whole left foot to the ceiling. Once you're there, just flex that left foot and drop the left knee in line with your right knee. Point the toe and then bring that left foot up to the ceiling. We've got four more of these. Inhale as you drop the knees together. Don't worry too much about the foot. And exhale as you bring it up. Make sure your hip stays up. You've got that tuck in the pelvis. Inhale and exhale. We've got 2 more. Keep sucking in belly button, and you should have started feeling your right glute, possibly your right hamstrings. After you've done the last one, flex the foot again, and let's pump the heel up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot down. Keep your bum high. Lift a bit higher and rearrange if you need to. You could always double check that you've got that tuck in the pelvis. And then let's lift up the right heel or the right foot if you're ready. Flex the foot. Big inhale, drop the knees together for 5. Point and lift back up as you exhale. flex and drop, inhale, exhale. 3, don't worry too much about the foot, it doesn't really matter that much. 2, make sure you're keeping the bum high so it gets to your left glute, left hamstrings. And the last one, once you're up, flex the foot and push that right heel to the ceiling for 10, 9, still tilting the pelvis if you can, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right foot down. And then bring your hips down. Tuck the knees in, massage your lower back, and give your hamstrings a stretch. I'm going to grab the strap. You don't need it. You can just grab the back of your thigh if you want, starting with the right leg. You can always just interlace the fingers in the back of your right thigh. Try and send the left heel away from you. Let's take a few breaths here. If you already have the big toe, pose right peace fingers around the big toe. And then pull that leg in. Whatever works for you, make sure you can relax the shoulders and the head on the mat. So settle into that stretch. We won't be here for too long, but I want you to start feeling the lengthening in the hamstrings. You can always give it a little massage on the back of your right thigh if it feels nice. And 3 more long breaths. Try and keep it static. But if it's shaking, maybe release out of it because you might have taken it too far. And then release slowly. Release it onto the mat. Left knee comes in. Use the strap or without the strap, whatever you've been doing. Take a few breaths to settle into the stretch. And then shoulders are resting on the mat, so use whatever you need to. Do a massage on the back of your left thigh. And a few more breaths whilst you're keeping it static once you've got that stretch. Avoid shaking. And then release slowly. Give yourself a long stretch first, and then we are going to try and roll back into a yogic squat. You might just want to turn around onto your side and slowly come into a yogic squat. Otherwise, I'm going to reach forwards between the thighs, flexing the feet. My knees are already wide. And then when you're ready, start rocking forwards and backwards. And then come onto your heels with the elbows on the inside of your knees. And then find that yogic squat. Piece of cake. Pressing elbows into the knees, lift the spine nice and long. You should be getting a little bit warmer. The inner thighs, the hamstrings are a little bit longer now. And then hands on the mat, push your bum high, feet hip distance. Give me a big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward, feel the lengthening in the hamstrings. After that, those shoulder bridges, they should be getting longer, warmer, less nervy, hopefully. On your next inhale, bend the knees, flatten the back, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do a sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward, forward. Inhale halfway. If you're ready for a full chaturanga, please do, otherwise take your time. Exhale. Inhale, cobra, upward dog, guys, no rush. Take your time. And then push into your downward dog. Once you're there, hold it there for one more breath, just to find that stretch. And then lift the right leg behind you into 3-legged dog. Start squeezing the right glute to start with. And then open the hip, lift that right heel higher. Option, bend that right knee straight away. Whatever you do, keep those arms straight. You can always look under your right armpit. Take another big inhale as you extend that right leg. As you exhale, bring the right knee to the left elbow. And just hold it there just for a split second. Push back into 3-legged dog. Please remember this option is good. 3-legged dog to opposite elbow. Otherwise, I'm going to hover a wild thing. So I'm going to lift my left heel, come onto the right fingertips, and as if I was about to fall over, I press the left outside edge of my foot onto the mat. And instead of falling over, I just hover that right foot and I reach the right fingertips towards the front of the mat. If you need to touch the right foot onto the mat, that's absolutely fine. Come back into three-legged dog. Big inhale. And then bring the right knee to the left elbow again. You can stay here or press the inside of your left foot onto the mat and hover that right foot, sorry, that's your left foot on the mat and the right foot is hovering. And then lift your left hand off. You're hovering your fallen triangle. Again, if you need to pop that right foot onto the mat, please do. We have another 2 of these. Left hand down, three-legged dog. Take your time, hover the wild thing. Hold it here for 1 breath. Reach the right fingertips to the front of the mat. Back into three-legged dog. And then the right knee comes to the left elbow, hovering that fallen triangle. Take your time, take your time. 1 more time, back into three-legged dog. Smoothly, straight away, if you're ready, hover that wild thing. Hold it for 1 more breath, because this is your last one. Back into your fallen triangle. Slowly try and transfer over. Find that hovering position if you can, or pop that right foot onto the mat. Hold it for 1 more breath. And then go back into a high plank. Take a big inhale to prepare for chaturanga. Exhale, sink through it. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're gonna flush it out with a sun salutation. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. I really just wanted to take the pressure off of the wrists. Inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then let's go again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, leave it out. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath here. Spread those fingertips. And let's do the other side. Left leg up. Squeeze the left glute first. And then start opening. Bend that left knee straight away if you want. We're just going to stay here for the first round. Straight arms. Stacking hips if you can. But your shoulders are roughly on the same level. On your next inhale, extend that left leg. Bring the left knee to the right elbow. For now, just stay here. Just switch on those core muscles. Just know what we are looking for. Let's go for the second round. Push back into three-legged dog. Open the hips on the top. And if you're ready, start the hover. I'm lifting the right heel, coming onto left fingertips. Find that balance. You'll be on the outside edge of your right foot and reach the left fingertips to the front of the mat. Try and hover that left foot close to the mat. And then come back into your three-legged dog. And then left knee to the right elbow. If you're ready, extend the left leg. Start reaching the right arm to the top. And then maybe hover that left foot or pop it on the mat. And we've got 2 more rounds. Inhale, three-legged dog to set it up. Bend that knee. Let's start hovering the wild thing. Take your time. Turn it into a little stretch, a little balance exercise. Back into three-legged dog. Please take your time, no rush. Big inhale, exhale, knee to the opposite elbow. And then start hovering the leg, lifting right arm. Hovering the fallen triangle. Open the shoulders, pinch the shoulder blades. Back into your three-legged dog, you've got 1 more. If it's too much, just rest or just hold your downward dog. Start hovering it as close with that left foot as possible. Long reach with the left fingertips. Holding it just a little bit longer than before. And then back into your three-legged dog. And we've got 1 more, it takes my breath away. Knee to the opposite elbow. Start hovering, lifting right arm. I'm doing it slowly. I'm trying to find my balance, the core. Shoulders are stacking on top of each other. And then back into your three-legged dog. Big inhale. Step that foot down. You're gonna flush it out, so straight away, look forwards on your next inhale. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's do a sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or leave it out if your shoulders are short already. Sit into your downward dog in your own time. And hold it here for one more breath. Your next inhale, lift the right leg. Three-legged dog again. Straight away, knee to nose. Come onto the right fingertips and step through in between the thumbs as controlled as possible. Look forwards, find that runner's lunge. Straighten the back leg. So hopefully you start feeling the front of your left hip stretching. Lift up into your crescent lunge. Big inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. See what you want to do with the back leg. You don't have to keep it straight. Make sure you can feel the stretching in the hip flexors, but no back pain. On your next inhale, tap the left knee onto the mat. Exhale, hinge forwards, lift the back knee, and hinge forwards into a warrior three. Just find that position. Long step back into your crescent lunge. Reach up to the ceiling, put the back knee onto the mat. Frame the front foot and sit into a half split. Start stretching your right hamstrings. If you want to bring the hands closer to the left knee. Lift the back, nice straight spine, big inhale. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, come forwards, bend the knee. Reach the arms up, lift the back knee. Come back into your crescent lunge. Inhale, pop down the back knee for a sec. Exhale, warrior three, straight away. Lift nice and high. Now lift that left heel higher than before. Make sure your left toes are pointing to the mat. Long shoulders, long arms. Step back into your crescent lunge. Big inhale. Exhale, half split or modified pyramid. Fingertips on the mat and start extending the front leg. Again, pop the back knee onto the mat if it's a little bit easier, or just bend the back knee a bit more. Try and focus on stretching the right hamstrings, back of your right thigh. Come back into your crescent lunge, bend the front knee. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, sit a little bit lower. Inhale, pop down the back knee. Exhale, warrior three. Lift, hold. This time we are going to do a standing split. So bend that right knee if you need to and land your hands on the mat. Bring them in line with your right foot if you can, or just keep them wherever you've got the balance. Start lifting that left heel higher. Keep your hips square as long as possible. But when you're ready, just open the hip. Turn it out, lift that left heel higher. Drop the chest. Let the crown of your head hang. Again, have the arms wherever they feel good. If you can grab the back of your right leg, please do. Otherwise, just find the balance wherever your hands need to be. Level your hips and bring your left heel in line with your hips. Now come back into your warrior three. Lift the chest. Reach the arms forwards. My right hamstrings are burning. Step back into your crescent lunge. Big inhale. Half split or modified pyramid. Exhale. Sit into that hamstring stretch. You decide where you want to do it. Level the hips if you can and take that little stretch. I promise I'm going to release you out of this position because your hamstrings are burning. Your glutes are burning if you're anything like myself. Just for one more breath, lengthen the spine. Lift out of it a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Take it further. Pull the back knee onto the mat if you need to. Choose the position where you feel the hamstring stretching. And then bend that front knee, put your hands flat. Step into your downward dog. Pedal it out. And let's flush it out with a sun salutation. Inhale, look forwards, float to the front of the mat. Exhale, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. That's a right, nice relief in the right hamstrings. And hands to heart center. I just need to move my legs around a little bit. Release the hands. And let's do the sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga or leave it out. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And then let's go to the other side. Once you've got that static stretch, lift the left leg behind you, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose, come onto the left fingertips round your back, step through with control. Find your runner's lunge first. Just look forwards, back leg straight. Lift into crescent lunge, arms to the ceiling. Just settle into it, take your time. No tension on your lower back, bit of tension in the front of your right hip because you're stretching the hip flexors. Hold down the back knee, inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Take your time. Ooh, find that balance. Lift the left heel high. Reach those fingertips to the front. Hips are level, right toes are pointing to the mat. Slowly step back, crescent lunge first. Big inhale, reach up high, give it a slight belly bend if it's there. Exhale, knee on the mat and fingertips on the mat. Let's start with the half split. So I've got right knee on the mat and very gently and slowly start extending that front knee. Inhale as you lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. See what happens with the hips. The left hip should be going behind you. The right hip should be going to the front. Don't forget, coming back here is absolutely fine. It's safe, it stretches your hamstrings nicely. Inhale back into your crescent lunge. Bend the front knee first. Take the back knee off. Reach up. On your next inhale, pop the back knee onto the mat. Exhale, shift forwards. Warrior three. Let's find that balance again. This is where those hamstrings are working. Lift the right heel a bit higher if you can, but keep those hips level. Step back into your crescent lunge slowly. Inhale, reach up, and let's stretch the hamstrings. Modified pyramid if you want, or pop the back knee down, half split. Find a position where the hamstring stretch is working for you. If you're doing your first pyramid, bend that right knee a bit more, just to give it time. Lengthen the spine again, big inhale. Exhale, fold forward. If you feel that the pyramid is rounding your back too much, bend that back leg. Back into your crescent lunge, bend that front knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, just hold. Slide back bend if you want more. Inhale, back knee on the mat. Exhale, warrior three. And now my glutes are burning on the left side. My hamstrings are shaking on the left side. Make sure you're pointing the left toes to the mat. Bend that left knee. Standing split, fingertips on the mat. Walk them wherever you want, or if you can, walk them in line with your left foot. Start lifting right heel. Drop the head straight away. When you can't come any higher, just turn that hip out. Point the toe up to the ceiling and find that hamstring stretch. You might find your inner thighs are stretching as well if you've turned the hip out. If you want to grab the back of your left ankle or back of your left leg with your left hand, please do. I do apologize. Just make sure you can feel that stretch. Make sure you're not hurting your back. Start bringing the right heel in line with the hips and level the hips, flat back. Start bending that left knee. Slowly come back into your warrior three. And now it's really burning. Reach the fingertips to the front. One more breath. Step into crescent lunge. Big inhale. Exhale, one more stretch in the hamstrings. I am so sorry. And then extend however you want. Find that hamstring stretch. I promise we're nearly there. It's burning like mad, but also you've just done a contraction on those hamstrings. So they are more supple. They're more willing. So use that. Lengthen the spine one more time. Big inhale. Take the stretch a little bit further as you then exhale. Almost there, almost there. And then bend that front leg. Hands flat. Step back into downward dog. I need to pedal it out. Lots of burn. And let's flush it out. Look forwards. Inhale. Exhale. Step or jump to the front. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Forward, forward. Now I can really feel it. And then come up slowly. Round your back this time. And then reach up on the top. Big inhale. Exhale. Hands to heart center. I'm just going to move a little bit. Release the hands. Let's flush it out. And I'm going to add to your sun salutation. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Forward, forward. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Chaturanga or leave it out. Inhale. Cobra upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Once you're there, hold it for one more breath. It's a nice relief. And then inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step through in between the thumbs. Pivot the back heel onto the mat. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Exhale, sit nice and low. Inhale, reverse. Flip the front palm, reach the right fingertips to the top. Exhale, look to the mat, right fingertips in front of the mat. Come into your half moon. So find another balance here. This time stack the shoulders and the hips, and the left toes are pointing outwards. On your next inhale, bend that right knee. Step back into your warrior two and reverse it straight away. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Chaturanga straight away. Shoot that right leg back. Sink down. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. As soon as you're there, lift the left leg behind you. Let's do the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose and step through in between the thumbs. Pivot the back heel onto the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, reverse, left fingertips to the ceiling. Slide back bend here. Exhale, half moon, left fingertips to the front. And float into your balance. Flex the right foot out to your right. Stack the hips and shoulders. Bend that front knee. Step into your warrior two. As soon as you're there, reverse. Fingertips up to the ceiling, big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Push that left leg back. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, yogic squat. Jump forwards, push the elbows into the knees. And hold. Breathe in for 3. Breathe out. Breathe in for 2. Breathe out. One more. Hands on the mat, push your bum up. Walk the feet hip distance. One halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Hold it here or have a go with your crane. If you're playing with your crow from the yogic squat, that's good too. If you're not playing with your crane, then your legs are hip distance. Lift onto the heels. Try and tuck the knees into your armpits. And let's have a little hold here. Picking up the knees, heels one by one. Maybe bring them up to your bum. You have the option to step down and meet us in downward dog. Otherwise, you know the drill. You can step or jump back into your chaturanga through your cobra upward dog and meet us in downward dog. Get ready. Suck your belly button in. Big inhale. Take your time with that. If you just want to step it, please do. And meet us in downward dog. Once you're there, let's go through the flow again. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Pivot the back heel onto the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sit nice and low. Inhale, reverse, right fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, half moon. Find that balance. While you're holding, you have the option to put all 10 fingertips around the ear. Make sure you bend the right knee for that. So again, the hamstrings are taking all the weight. On your next inhale, back into your half moon and step into your warrior two, reverse it straight away. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Chaturanga if you're ready for it, or leave it out. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's go straight away. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Exhale as you step through. Pivot the back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, reverse, left fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, half moon, left fingertips down. Fingertips to ear. If you want to stack the hips, bend that left knee. And then slowly find the strength in the hamstrings. Back into your half moon, and then bend that left knee. Back into your warrior two. Reverse once you're there. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Leave it out if you want to. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Look forward. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Feet hip distance. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up slowly. I'm going to restack the vertebra. Rounding the back. Reach up on the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then hands on your hips. Take a step back. Doesn't matter which way. Make sure you can see the screen. And for now, once you're in a wide stance, turn the toes outwards, about 45 degrees. They are pointing to the corners of the mat, but you're going to move around a little bit when you need to. Hands on your hips to start with. Just soften the knees. Let's go into goddess. The arms are going to mirror the legs. So bring the arms into a cactus-ish and then sit low. And just hold. Make sure your shoulders are in line with your hips. So if you feel that you're leaning forward, use a bit more of your glutes. Come up, tug the tailbone and sit lower. Keep pointing your knees outwards. So feel that your shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Stay here if you want, or put the fingertips around the ears, and then touch your left knee to your left elbow. Make sure the right elbow is pointing up. Back to center, make sure you're upright, and touch the other knee to the elbow. Back to center, inhale, back to the first side. Exhale as you try your best to touch. Inhale, come back, exhale other way. Come back to center, stay, back to your goddess. Lift both heels off and hold it for 3 breaths if you can. Find your drishti, your focus point. Squeeze your bum, push your knees outwards, shoulders away from the ears. 2 more breaths. Last one. Heels on the mat, straighten the legs, hands on your hips. Turn the feet parallel to each other. Oh. Relief in the thighs. Interlace the fingers behind you. Just rest them on your hips. Make sure it's nice and loose. When you're ready, bend the knees and start hinging forwards from the hips with a flat back. Find a point again where your hamstrings and glutes are working, but you're not rounding your back. So come back a little bit if you need to. Now from here, start lifting the hands off of your hips and then start dropping your chest and your hand, I'm still bending the knees. And then let the little fingers travel to the mat. So you're stretching the hamstrings gently. And you're stretching the chest, the hamstrings and the chest. If you feel that your head is already on the mat, bring the feet a bit closer to each other. And there is space for your head. Just let those little fingers drop to the mat. And then release the hands onto the hips And then bring the hands onto the mat. Just release them down onto the mat. Just hang down for a few breaths here. We're going to do a few side lunges. But to prepare us for that, I'm going to walk the fingertips over to the left ankle. And then pull the chest closer to that thigh. So a bit more stretch in one hamstring and your inner thighs. And then over to the other side, slowly going through the middle. Take your time, no rush. Come back to center. And we've got 8 side lunges altogether. So I'm going to straighten the back first, coming onto fingertips in, underneath my chest. Turning over to the left side, it doesn't matter which one, it doesn't matter, guys. We're gonna have 4 on each side. Start finding your first side lunge. No rush. So just let those inner thighs open. Make sure you're keeping that elbow in the inside of the knee, whichever side you're sitting down on. And again, very carefully, take it as far as it goes with the first one. As you're sitting over, I have the hands on the mat, but keep your bum low. If it hurts your hips, just push your bum back up. Otherwise, bend both knees, just walk the hands over, and then sit over to the other side. No rush. Keep the elbow in the inside of that knee. Try not to push each other over. Sorry. With this one, as I'm sitting back to the first side, I'm still keeping the hands on the mat. But keep the bum low if your hips can take it. Use the hands. Put as much weight into the hands as you wish. This is your second one on this side. If you can, start straightening the back. However far you're sitting your bum, straighten your back. You might already be able to take the hands off. Don't worry about that just yet. We'll come to that. Otherwise, just think about that long spine. If you have the hands up, brilliant. And just keep sending your tailbone lower and lower. Make sure the elbow is still on the inside of the knee. Now you have the option to put the hands, keep the hands on the mat, or start sitting over without supporting yourself. Please be careful with the hips. Keep the bum low. Sitting over very slowly, very slowly. Again, hands on the mat is absolutely fine, because it's going to give you a good stretch in the hips. Elbow is still on the inside of the knee. Think about long spine. That's it. Release the tailbone towards the mat. Guys, this is 4 so far. We've got another 4. If anytime you need to come out of it and shake the legs out, please do. Again, staying low, help the hands, put the hands on the mat if you want, and sit over. Now let's take it a little bit further. You might be able to take the hands off. Keep them there if you want. If you already have the hands off and your spine is long, keeping the elbow on the inside of the knee, open the arms. So you feel the opening in the chest. You keep pressing the tricep into the knee. Again, hands back to heart center or on the mat. Staying as low as you can. Very careful on the hips because they are stretching. You need to think about it. Take it slow. Sit into the second side. Now the legs are burning, but the hips are opening. Think about the opening of the arms again. If the elbow stays on the inside of the knee. Beautiful. Keep pressing the elbow into the knee. Sit as low as you want. Guys, we've got 1 more each side. Woohoo! Stay low. Lots of strength. Oh, it's burning now. Sit low. Now the next challenge for you guys, because I can see that some of you are already pointing the other foot up to the ceiling. Pop the hamstring, where the leg is straight, onto the mat. Lift it back up. Do that twice more. Pop the hamstring on the mat. And come back up. I'm still keeping this elbow on the inside of the knee. 1 more time. Come back. And let's do the other side. Sit over. Because I so want to stand up. Sit down. Elbows on the inside. And then pop it down if you want. Hamstring down. Push back up. I'm using that heel to push in. I'm using the hamstrings to push back up. One more time. Once you're there, walk over to the other side one last time. And then hands down, walk down to the middle, push your bum up. One more forward fold in that wide stance. And then flatten your back, bend your knees, put your hands on your hips. Hinge back up. Oh. Turn to the front of the mat, very slowly step up. Circle your hips. Walk your legs out, whatever feels good in the hips. Feet hip distance. Release the arms. Let's do the floor one last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga or leave it out. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. Step through between the thumbs. Pivot the back heel onto the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Oh, now that feels nice. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, reverse. Right fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, a half moon. Hold it for one more. Inhale, please be careful if you're bringing the fingertips to the ears. Exhale, back into your half moon. Inhale, step into your reverse warrior straight away. Reach those right fingertips high. Exhale, cartwheel down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up, other side. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Pivot the back heel onto the mat. Inhale, arms up, warrior two. Sink low, exhale. Inhale, reverse, left fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, half moon. Find the balance. If you want to fingertips to ears, very careful on the hamstrings. Ooh, exhale, come back into half moon. Step into warrior two. Inhale, reverse it straight away. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Find a stretch in your downward dog. And we do have to do the dolphin. We've got 5 of them, dropping the elbows onto the mat. One by one is good. If anytime you want to drop the knees onto the mat, please do. Otherwise, big inhale as you drop both elbows onto the mat. Dolphin as you're pushing through with the chest. Push back up into your downward dog. Drop the elbows. Lift the elbows, that's 2. Drop the elbows. Keep pushing the chest through. Lift the elbows. That's 3. And drop for 4. Lift for 4. Drop for 5. Let's just hold it here. Walk the feet a bit closer to the face. Keep holding on to it. Keep pushing the chest through. Walk back into your downward dog. Lift both elbows off into your downward dog. Hold the downward dog for a couple more breaths. And then drop the knees onto the mat. Sit back into child's pose. Let's just chill. Arms by your side. Head on the mat. And just breathe. If it feels nice to massage your forehead on the mat, feel free. Push the feet one side, bum on the mat. Nice stuff is coming up because I'm only allowed to overrun if it's nice stuff, right? From here, legs out straight. Grab your strap if you need it. Just a forward fold. Let's just sit up nice and tall first. Begin here. Exhale, forward. Use that strap. Just 3 halfway lifts. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold. Do that twice more. Your hamstrings should be getting nice and long. One more time, inhale. And exhale, hold. Try not to hurt your back, relax your head. Find a stretch. Slowly sit back up. Just a few glute stretches and spinal twists. Right knee in. Across, right foot is flat on the outside of the left thigh. Right fingertips behind you. Sit up tall first. Left fingertips up, big inhale, and then press the left elbow against the right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Press into that knee. Feel the back twisting gently first. Use your out breath to take it further. Long spine, that will help to protect your back. Look back to center. We're still staying on the same side. Your right heel comes across the left thigh. Tuck it up to your groin as far as it comes. Just for a glute stretch, left fingertips behind you. Sitting up tall and a gentle push against that right knee if it doesn't hurt your knee. If it does, you have to go onto your back and do a glute stretch. Just show you, carry on. I'm very happy with that. That might be friendly on your back. Flex that right foot to protect it. Make sure you can feel it in your right glute. Bring that right leg up and push that right foot across the left thigh. I'm going to do one more spinal twist. You have the option to do exactly the same as before, just turning behind you, looking over the right shoulder. Otherwise, the left heel is going to come towards my right bum cheek. I'll just show you quickly. Not quite underneath it. So if all goes well, you can send that right bum cheek back down. Once you found that position, making sure it doesn't hurt the knees, try and keep that right foot flat. Spine is long and exactly the same twist. Right fingertips behind you. Big inhale, long spine. And exhale, press against that knee. Look over your right shoulder. Now think about that right sitting bone going flat on the mat. And think about having the spine long. If you want to extend that left leg instead because it worked better, please do so. Focus on the back. Slowly look back. One more glute stretch. I'm very happy with the previous one. Maybe lean forwards. Otherwise, the log pose. I can't mirror you now, guys, because I'm going to do the same side that you're doing. Your right heel comes on top of the left knee. And the left heel comes underneath the right knee. This is all I can do. The closer you have the heels to the groin, the easier it will be. The further towards the knee you are with the heels, the more you're going to get out of it. The idea is that your shins are on the same level, so you're stacking them like two logs. You might also know it as a stacked pigeon. And then sit up nice and tall. Try and send that sitting bones flat. Gentle push if you want. If you already have the legs together, then lean forwards. Again, any previous stretch is good. If it hurts your knees, find your own glute stretch. Go back to the previous one. Lovely. And then come back slowly, release it off. I'm going to do these two stretches, well, 4 stretches on the other side. So untangle, shake it out, starting with the spinal twist, left knee in, left foot across. Sit up tall, left fingertips behind you. Big inhale, reach high so the spine lengthens and your right elbow pushing against the left knee. Look over the left shoulder and lengthen that back. Lift the crown of your head. And look back to center. First glute stretch again, whatever you need to do, please feel free. My left heel, my left foot is flex, left heel on the thigh, closer to the groin to start with, right fingertips behind you, pressing down on the left knee. Sitting upright. If you're ready, you're more than welcome to lean forward straight away or go onto your back again. If the lying glute stretch is better for your knees or your back. You'll also notice the difference between the two sides. One glute is normally tighter than the other one. Keep flexing that left foot. That might take that glute stretch further. So your left ankle won't collapse. And then back to your spinal twist. Again, I'm putting the left foot flat on the outside of the right thigh. If you want to start bringing that right heel towards the left glute, sending left glute again onto the mat as much as possible. Left foot flat. And when you're ready, left fingertips behind you. Reach up high, inhale, and exhale, twist the same way. Again, if the previous one works better, you might want to stick with that. Or try this one, it's up to you. And then look back to center. One more glute stretch. I'm going to go for the log pose again. You decide what you want to do. So I'm going to bring that right foot flat first, right leg flat, and then left heel on the right thigh, right knee. And I bring the right heel back underneath the left knee. And that's all I've got. Finding that position where you feel the glute stretch, trying to send the sitting bones flat again. And you can just tell the difference between the two sides. Take a few deep breaths. Make sure there is no knee pain. However far you take it, best to start with a long spine and maybe lean forwards if you manage to put the knees together, the calves together. Make sure there is no knee pain. It should be quite intense in the inside of your glutes, your hips, but not your knees, not your low back. Guys, and very slowly release out of it. Give your legs a little shake. Let's just finish it off on your neck stretches. So sitting up tall. Make sure you're comfy. And roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Almost there, I promise. Ear to shoulder one way. Keep dropping that shoulder away from that ear. And the other way. Chin down the chest. Roll your head one way. And the other way. And then lift your gaze. Let's finish it off. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much.